Hello everybody and welcome to our next set of notes here in algebra. So Unit 4, we're talking about system of equations and inequalities. Our first topic is solving systems of equations by graphing. So these are a set of notes that you should have. Our learning targets, you should write this learning target on the top of your notes. Students are going to be able to graph and write a system of linear equations in two variables to find a solution. That is your learning target. And the essential question is, how do you solve a system of linear equations by graphing? Now, the important vocab that's going to be in this topic is when we're talking about intersection. This is the point where two lines are going to cross. That's the point where two lines cross. A system of linear equations are two or more linear equations using the same variables. So that's a system. And a solution of a system of linear equations is a set of values for the variables that make all the equations true. So let's review some earlier concepts of just graphing linear equations. So really this lesson is just taking what you guys learned in the second unit and just applying it here with more than one linear equation. So a refresher, this is your y-intercept. So you're going to find positive 3 and you're going to graph that right there. And then this right here is your slope. So your slope is telling you that you are going down 2 and over 1. So you're going down 2 over 1. And remember, you really only have to make one more point in order to make a line. Like that. Now remember, if you have something in standard form, solve for the intercepts. So I'm writing solve for intercepts on the screen here. So to find the x-intercept, you set y is equal to 0. So you have 2x is equal to 12. You guys got plenty of practice on this in the last lesson in Unit 2. So just a quick reminder. So you're going to find where 6 is. And for y-intercept, it's where x is going to be equal to 0, as I'm writing on the screen. So it's going to be 3y is equal to 12, and I'm going to divide 3 on both sides on the screen. If y is equal to 4, I'm going to find 4, make a plot, and we're just going to draw the line that goes through those 2 points. So our first example, so you should be able to write down here, what is the solution to the system of equations? So basically the bottom line of this is you're going to have two different equations here, and you're going to graph both of them. So the first one here is going to literally say graph the equations. So the first one we're going to do is negative 2x plus 1. And we're just going to follow the same steps as we did before. We're going to find the y-intercept, which is positive 1. That's the y-intercept. Our slope here is going to tell us that it's going to be 2 down and 1 to the right. And I'm just making the points on the graph. So that's the one there. Now the second one, I'm going to circle 4 because that's where the y-intercept is. And the slope here is once again telling me that this time it's going to go 1 down and 2 to the right. So that's what the negative 1/2 slope is telling us. And I need to grab the right color. We don't have to do all the points, but just kind of give a rough idea where those two lines are. So you've successfully graphed the equations. Now the second step, now notice here I did this in two different colors compared to the other one, but that's okay. We're going to find the point of intersection. So that's where the two lines cross, remember? So it's going to cross right here, and it's going to be at this coordinate, negative 2, 5. So where the two lines cross, that is the point of intersection. And then just to make sure this is correct, you'll be able to check your solution. Substitute in 5 and negative 2. to your equation. Negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. 4 plus 1. That one checks out. And just to make sure, we'll substitute it in for the other one. One plus 4, 5 is going to equal to 5. So, if you substitute your point in for both of these equations and then get the both sides at equal, guess what? That's your solution. So now we're going to do this one again. This time we're going to have one where we have, well, hey, we're going to have to put this in, use the intercepts because this one's in standard form. But first one's in slope-intercept form. Remember that this is the y-intercept. So we're going to find where 5 is. We're going to place a point right there. Right here is your slope. You're going to go down 3 over 1, down 3 over 1. That's roughly where your line is. So for your other one, so let's find out the x-intercept. 15x is equal to 25. We're going to divide by 15. X is going to be 5/3. Then the y-intercept is 5y is equal to 25. And you're going to find out something very, very interesting here. You guys notice that the blue line completely covers the green line. Now, this one's drawn because it's green and purple, but it's going to mean the same thing here. So whenever you have a situation that looks like this, where you have the two lines that are completely on top of each other, they're the exact same line, that means that there are infinitely many solutions to this system of equations. So as long as they're the same line, it's whatever points are along those lines are going to be the solutions. And since lines go off to infinity, that's why it's infinitely many solutions. Now, in this one, what's the solution to the system of equations? So this one here, once again, we're going to use the intercept. So this one already is y is equal to 6. We don't really have to do any work for that one. 2x is equal to 6, and we're going to divide by 2. Get x is equal to negative 3. So we're going to find negative 3. And now we're just going to draw the line. That goes through. Same thing here, we're going to set negative 4x equal to 8. We're going to find negative 2. And this set of equations, you're going to find very interesting. So that's y is equal to 4. I know I'm going to fix that because it kind of looks like I have a... Oh, wow. Let's try that again. It looks like I have a... That was an x, but that's supposed to be a y. So we're going to find the y coordinate, and now we're just going to graph our line here. And again, you're going to find something fairly interesting going on here. And we're going to see it on the next slide. Yeah, again, two different colors. Don't worry about the colors. Worry about what's going on here. So we notice right away that these two lines are parallel. And the one thing we know about parallel lines is that they don't cross. They never intersect each other. And if two lines don't intersect each other, can we have a solution of the system of equations? We do not. So parallel lines and they don't cross, therefore there are no solutions to this system of equations. And of course, now we're going to have the one where we're going to have to write a system of equations, which involve word problems. I already know you're dreading this, but don't worry about it. So Manisha and Holly have 14 more days to finish reading the same novel for class. Monisha is on page 100 of 200 and plans to read 10 pages each day. Well, Holly's on page 40 of 200 and plans to read 20 pages each day. So we want to know, when does Holly catch up with Monisha? So writing a system of equations, so Monisha is going to be green. And we said that Monisha starts on 100. So that's her starting point. and she reads 10 pages. And we're going to represent pages read by X. So, sorry, days. And our Y is going to be number of pages. And Holly, as I'm going to write on the screen, I wrote down Y is equal to 100 plus 10x for Monisha. Holly, I'm going to be writing down Y is equal to 40, because that's the page she's on, plus 20x, because she reads 20 pages a day. So that's the system of equations. Now, of course, we had to graph them. So Monisha starts on 100, so we're going to graph that. We're going to graph 100. And every day she reads 10 pages. So we're just going to mark every day. Since this goes up by 20 each time, half of it would be 10. So she's going to read 10 pages every single day. Holly starts on page 40. She's going to read 20 pages every day. So every day she reads 20. And I'm just going to back out and redraw that line. That line wasn't the greatest in the world, but that's okay. Step 3, find the intersection. So these are where these two lines cross. Now the question asks, when does Holly catch up with Monisha? We go down here, it said it will take 6 days for Holly to catch up. That's how many days it would take for her to catch up. And now, here's the concept summary. Just to go, graphing and solve a system of equations, just to break down. A system of linear equations can have one solution, infinitely many, or no solution. And those are the big takeaways to take from this topic. It's just building on the stuff that we did in Unit 2, except now you just got to graph multiple lines and figure out where they cross. And every once in a while, you just might have to create an equation. So if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Try your best in the practice problems and do well in the mastery check. And we'll see you next video.